Hello, hello. Happy Monday and happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. I just want to say that I wanted to just pause for a brief moment to honor and remember the men and women who have given their lives in service to this country. We recognize those sacrifices that help us enjoy the freedoms we do today. So wherever you are in the world, spend a moment remembering this day and what it stands for. You guys, today is a big episode. It's a big one. I am so excited. If you are in the detailing world, if you are in the space, you already know. We've got Pan, the organizer, in the building. And today we are going to not only break down his products, we're going to talk about his insane attention to detail, you guys, from testing to his trusted voice in the industry to millions of views, a global audience, over 10 years on YouTube, a million followers. His reputation far precedes himself. So let's go ahead and bring in this guest of honor, Pan.
Hey, I like the vibes of the music intro that you have going on, Christy.
Thank you. I thought
Happy Memorial Day to you, to everyone, and as you so well said, of course, to all the men and women of anything that has to do with keeping the countries safe. Even though it's an American holiday, we in Canada as well celebrate this kind of thing for our own that keep us safe every day. So happy Memorial Day to all you Americans.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you, Pan, for taking time out of your Memorial Day to spend it with me. I do know that we have a strict hour because you have a hockey something to get to, right? You have a
yes, our Montreal Canadiens are playing in the playoffs and they beat all odds and expectations and they're in the conference finals.
That's awesome.
Tonight is match number 3. The series is tied between them and the Carolina Hurricanes. So they're from North Carolina and it's going to be a blast.
Yeah. So if you know Pan, you know that this is important. And
for Canadians, that's the only sport we have, essentially.
Oh, yes. So we're going to respect his time. We do have a lot to talk about. I've already started a couple of questions. So once again, guys, you already know the drill. If you have questions during the chat, please go ahead. I know Pan will probably help me pay attention to things that are being asked as well, but I will star them and we will get to those questions. Also, we have 2 giveaways, 2 great giveaways, by the way. Very great. One, I'm going to just go ahead and throw them out there because I see them in the chat from Conway. Happy birthday, Conway, by the way. It is
happy birthday.
So for his birthday and in honor of Pan, again, being someone that he respects completely, he wanted to do a major giveaway. So we have a jam-packed episode. Please, you guys, hit those likes.
Yes. Let me set the bar actually for you, Christy. Christy's doing some great things. If you haven't seen her Details on Me YouTube channel, first of all, you have to. And second of all, let's bring it to, if we get 75 likes.
There we go.
That's when we're going to do the giveaways. So guys, start smashing that thumbs up button. That's how you're going to show Christy and I your support. And of course, the team over at the House of Rags. Show us your love. And if we make it to that magical 75, we're going to do two crazy giveaways. Awesome. We're not going to tell them what it is yet, though, right?
Yes, not yet.
To keep the surprise going.
Yeah, not yet, but they're good ones, guys. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. So thank you again, everybody, for being here on this Memorial Day. But let's go ahead and get to talking, Pan. Are you ready?
Oh, ready. Of course I'm ready.
You're always ready. So you have built, Pan, a full line of chemicals. You have tools, you have coatings. Let's just kind of start this with a big question. Are you satisfied or will there be more?
I'm never satisfied.
I knew that.
So the philosophy is, of course, I want to keep the lineup simple. So I had promised my viewers and myself to not have 32 tire dressings, not have 52 spray waxes, not have a dozen different drying aids and all that kind of stuff. So I want to keep the lineup very simple in that situation, but I want to make sure to keep adding. So like right now, for example, I know a lot of people have been waiting for the Wheel & Tire Cleaner. We're almost there. So we had, I know. So we had, the beauty of it was one of the final versions that I was testing, the performance was absolutely amazing. But with the tariff wars, the prices of some raw materials increased so much that the value would not have been there. So we were fighting to try and find some alternatives without sacrificing that performance, because now I was addicted to the quality that I was getting. So I wanted to find that, and I think we're almost there. So that's going to be a new one added to the lineup. But no, I'm never satisfied, because I also listen to feedback as well, and I also want to
Yes.
improving. Technology improves, raw material accessibility kind of thing. We work with
Yeah.
different labs, so sometimes a chemist from one lab will have a different idea than a chemist from another lab, and so
Yeah.
it's been fun though.
Yeah.
It allows
And
me to come up with the wildest things I had in my mind and just make them happen for people to be able to use.
yeah. And what I love is, again, I had mentioned in the introduction, is just your attention to detail. You're not going to just put out anything. You aren't going to put anything out that does not check every box and just meet the standards that you have set, which is a pretty high bar. And
Yes,
I think
correct.
that says something about you and about your line already. For
Not
me.
only that, but I think the fact that I had been testing products for, well, almost 3 decades now that I've been detailing. I started when I was 16 and I'm 45 now. But just a decade alone of being on YouTube and testing different products from different brands, I was able to kind of see, first of all, what my viewers liked, what
Yeah.
I enjoyed, and who were the true competitors in that top tier, from my ranking videos, from my every year yearly awards videos, so on and so forth. So the competition is always getting better and better. And so I think that kind of a baseline target to surpass was the fun challenge in this kind of situation. And yeah, I think we came up with a pretty stout lineup.
Yeah. Now you had V1s and you have
Yep.
already started on V2s. You have V2s out
Yep.
already.
Yep.
How does that work in terms of is it more customer feedback? Is it more your standards? I mean, how do you filter the feedback? You have over 1 million followers on YouTube, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that you get tons of feedback within those
Oh,
comments, which, mind you, if you guys know Pan, he literally answers every one of them. I
still to
mean,
this day.
there is not a video that you will go to where you do not see Pan interacting with the comments, which I think is pretty dang amazing. So how do
Thank
you
you.
filter that at your scale, and how much of it is feedback from your customer base and then your standards?
Feedback is everything, because you develop things that you well, first of all, had to meet my standards and what I would like if I was to develop a product for myself. And then the feedback allows you to see different people, different regions, different environments, different levels of experience, and try to make something that will appeal to the majority of those people, right? Because in my channel, that over 1.1 million subscribers, there are enthusiasts, there are beginners, there are detailing professionals. So 3 different types of categories. And I want to make my products accessible to everyone. So I didn't want to develop just a line that only some professionals could use and that would
Yeah.
require crazy knowledge, crazy experience. So my goal was really to aim for the best performance, but ease of application. So make it, and also make it accessible to everyone, meaning anybody can go out and purchase the products. Don't go through jumping hoops and signing contracts and going through certification programs. And that was something I don't like in the industry.
Yeah.
And so I was, all of a sudden now I had the free reins to do what I wanted and what I felt was right. And moving from V1 to V2, I always said V1 doesn't mean they're obsolete when V2 is released. If I put my name on it, it's because I thought at the time it was the best I could possibly do with the team that we had. And so you listen to feedback, and sometimes it's just minor tweaking.
Yes.
So feedback is important, but also the chemists themselves. Sometimes for V1 or V2, we'll switch labs to someone different because I'm free to go where I want. I use contract blending, which means I can hire chemists to do specific proprietary blends for me, but I'm free to move to any lab that I want at any time. So for example, the people who make my ceramic coatings are not the same lab that makes my ceramic spray sealant. The people who make the ceramic spray sealant aren't the same ones that make the tire dressing, so on and so forth. So
Okay.
I'm free to move as I want and just pick the brains. And not every chemist also is an expert at everything. So there are some labs over time, or some brands that I discovered, that were better at some things and some that were better at other things. So it's kind of, for me, the obsession of trying to find who can actually do what I really want for each type of product. And then there's always the raw materials. So we're in a time and place now where everything has gone up. So you're always combating the fact of, okay, this is the ultimate performance, but if your tire dressing 16-ounce bottle costs $100, guess what? Nobody's going to buy it. So you have to find that good in-between case where you can have high quality, but still keep it at a reasonable enough price,
Yeah.
without either. I'm not one that will make a $5 product because I don't like cheap products. So I try to do the best I can and give great value, but the performance is my number one criteria. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into formulating products, and then why moving from V1 to a V2. And hopefully you get it right. For example, the tire dressing V1, the performance was amazing. It was solvent based. So we got that month of durability plus. But a lot of people said, you know what? I'm not looking necessarily for that long. I want something that's longer lasting, obviously, than a few days, but I prefer water based. So hearing that, I like, okay, how do I keep that satin type matte finish, easy application that's still going to be durable, but out of a water based? And I think we achieved it. So listening to what your people actually want is, I highly recommend brands to do that, because your connection is different, and responding to all those comments every day on YouTube allows me to do that. So yes, it gets overwhelming. I won't lie. I spend easily 4 to 5 hours every day just to reply to comments on YouTube. I can't get to all comments on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok too, because I would die trying. So I focus on YouTube because that's my main platform. But yeah, it allows you to get a direct contact with people and see what people actually want and what they actually think of your products. Because you might think they're amazing, and then, well, lo and behold, there's some issue that pops up somewhere that you weren't aware of, or a certain scenario that a person uses it in, they weren't following your instructions or whatever. So I try to make them as foolproof as possible.
Yeah. Now, I think about this, your coating specifically, 3-year, 8-year, and then also your 1-year spray coating. Those are probably some of the heaviest hitters of your line. I mean, no matter where you look, when somebody is talking about Pan's coatings, they're talking chef's kiss, phenomenal. So how then at that point, when you already have something that is performing at that level, do you feel pressure to improve, or do you leave it alone? Do you think about still evolving, or are you like, this is it? That is a question that I've always wondered, because when you have something that is already at that level, what do you do with it? You let it be, or do you keep trying to make it better?
Man, this is why I love Christy. Those are crazy good questions. Christy comes up with questions that not a lot of people ask, by the way. I do a lot of podcasts and interviews and stuff, and you're good. So I'm going to say it's a mixed bag of a lot of that. First of all, I'll case in point, shout out to Colton from Out of Spec Detailing. Check his channel out, guys. So he's doing a real world testing about different coatings from different brands. So he has Armor Detail Supply, he has mine, he has CarPro, Geon, G-Technic. There's the Adams Professional. There's the regular Adams Advanced Graphene. Basically a bunch of coatings all around his daily driven vehicle. And every other month or so, he'll make kind of an update, and you'll see just how good the Clean by Pan is in harsh weather conditions. He's in Colorado, so they get crazy winters as well. Not as bad as we have in Montreal, but it goes through extreme testing, and it's a testament to what the engineering that went inside it. Now, I'm never in a rush to come up with a V2, because like I said, when we launched products, if I put my stamp of approval on it, it's because it satisfies everything I ever wanted from that type of product. Now, in the case of the coatings, I'm definitely not in a rush, because everything in the kitchen sink that I ever wanted was in there, and we'd be hard pressed to find something that will be better than that. I honestly don't know how we'll achieve that right now, but we're constantly still testing new raw materials, new ways to improve. And if there's a V2, one thing is for sure, there needs to be at least some noticeable improvement that people can notice. Because if not, I'm not going to call it a V2, because then if it's only incremental in a few percentage points on something and people can't tell the difference, then I don't want that to be named V2. So yes, you can update the formula and not call it V2. But when there's something significant enough, for example, the shampoo, right? We went V1 to V2. The major changes was double the concentration, more slickness, lubricity under the Washman and Wash Media, and a little more cleaning power. So in that case, it was significant enough that, listen, you're getting way more value for money. So it gets the V2 moniker. For the coatings, though, I'd like people's feedback, because other than, like, we're already at an insane water contact angle. The hydrophobics are second to none. The gloss, the slickness, the resistance to chemicals, everything is there. And most importantly, the ease of application. So it's a one layer system and only an hour of curing. So we pushed it so far down the tech line that it is one of the most advanced in the world right now. So what could we do to improve that? If people have suggestions, let me know, because I'm open to everything. But we're continuing testing, but we're not close to a V2, because it's they're going to be super, super tough to beat.
And I'm glad you touched on what you were just talking about in terms of the tweaking enough to be a V2, because that was another question I had that I'd wondered is when a tweak is no longer just a tweak, like what does it have to take for it to become a V2 after you've changed it? You know, thank you. You
Yeah,
spoke.
it has to be significant enough that any person using the product would notice a significant difference if they were doing a blind test or if
Yeah.
they were testing side by side and we were asking them, what differences do you notice? If they realize what that difference is, well, that's good enough for a V2 moniker.
Yeah, very cool. Sorry, I found this one funny.
Vice Detail says, I don't think there's anything to tweak on the coatings.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's going to be tough, guys. That's why we released. So the cool thing about those coatings is I knew how good they were. And we wanted to think outside the box when we came out with the 1-year ceramic spray coating. So this is kind of that new craze that was going on in the past year or two. Many, many good ones out there, and including many I've tested on the channel. And I was like, you know what? My understanding from the majority of them is they always start with something from the ground up as far as a spray goes, but they never think of their coatings that they already have in their lineup. So in our case, I'm like, I told the chemist that made the coatings, is there a way that we can have that in a spray form? The initial answer was, are you crazy? Too much raw materials. It's impossible. I don't like hearing that as an answer. I'm like, you know what? Let's think outside the box and see if we can engineer kind of a reverse situation where we're going to keep that resin, but make it in a sprayable, easy to apply form. Now, obviously we're looking for just a year durability, which is easy to do for the 3 and the 8 year, but let's find an easy spray form application. And they knocked it out of the park. So we're using that. And I don't quote me on this, but I think we were the only ones that started off with the same resin as our glass bottle coatings that we were able to transform into a spray product. And it just gives that crazy performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're going to know, because you got the V2s. Yeah. Have you tried any, by the way, so far? Any of the V2s?
Just the rinseless and the shampoo. Okay. And again, so far. And I'll be honest with you, I already thought the shampoo and the rinseless were top tier. But I definitely, with the rinseless, and somebody said it, your rinseless, I love your shampoo. I love it. I love that I can use it out in my driveway in the blazing sun. The cleaning ability, the slickness is there. But your rinseless, I think, is so underrated.
I agree. And I think it's because I don't showcase it enough on my channel because I'm more a shampoo guy.
Yeah.
But that rinseless wash is like, Eddie calls it a chef's kiss, right? Eddie has a lot, by the way, to do with the development of that one.
It's amazing.
Eddie is my go-to person when it comes to rinseless washes.
Yeah.
And he's part of the development team. So him and Jamie and a few other professionals are part of the testing.
Yeah.
And I asked them to be as brutal as I am with their opinions. If this is not good enough, I don't want it under my line.
Okay. Now, Vice came up or said something here, and this is a good question. So he says a graphene version. Now, graphene to me has been kind of that buzzword that you hear all over the industry. What is your take on graphene? And is that something that you're interested in? Is it something that interests you in terms of adding that to a coating or creating a new one with graphene?
So when graphene first came out, and I still remember it to this day, I think it was circa 2019 on my channel when I started doing videos on that. So the promises from the industry was that it was going to be this amazing additive and it would reduce the surface temperature, at least in theory, and would be very durable and help to reduce water spotting issues. So mainly reducing water spots was the big thing because ceramic coatings are known to water spotting due to the hydrophobic properties. One thing we discovered, though, is a lot of it, too much of it, was just industry hype. And it turned out to be that, in theory, if you had pure graphene, that single monolayer of molecules, pure graphene is amazing and it would do that. However, too expensive, too costly, impossible to do for now. So what they were doing, and they weren't saying at the beginning, is they were only using RGO, which is reduced graphene oxide. Very different. That's not pure graphene. So, and it wasn't a monolayer. So we were not seeing the benefits. Now, that didn't mean that the chemicals were not good. It's just that I think it was most of them were just infusions of that reduced graphene oxide powder to turn it black and to look like there's something, but they were performing exactly the same as ceramic coatings because at the base, those are ceramic coatings with RGO infused into it. So I usually tell people, keep in mind, it doesn't matter if you're using ceramic or graphene, because they ultimately perform almost identically, because we're not talking pure graphene yet.
Okay.
So just pick one from a reliable brand. That's why I'm not in a rush to add graphene, because I don't think anybody yet has cracked that code to be able to make a pure graphene coating. Once that happens, though, floodgates are going to open, because the tech is going to be absolutely amazing. So I decided to go for the tried and true and stick to SiO2 style technology with my coatings for now. And so I preferred tried and true, and that will give you the results that you're expecting, than just dabbing around with technologies that aren't really proven. So there are situations where graphene additives could be okay if you're looking, because graphene can be used for degreasing properties. If we're looking at the Adams graphene
Yeah.
infused soap. So I had spoken with Chris Gallagher back in the day. He was the chemist for Adams, and many people thought that was to add protection. No, that was to add more lubrication. So there are different iterations of where you can use graphene in an appropriate way that can kind of help. But
Yeah.
for coating so far, I didn't see the difference. So I'm in no rush to use that. I prefer to use tried and true technology, kind of like Apple, right? Apple, they always have solid products that last a long time, and they're late to the game when it comes to that newest and greatest technology, because they like the tried and true, and they just try to improve on what is already known to be very good. But usually the Android phones are the ones with the first into the crazier new technologies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not quite there for graphene.
Okay. Yeah. That's just one of those, again, just one of those topics that I didn't, or I don't know if I fully understand, you know what I mean, the difference, or if it really makes one. So thank you for that explanation. Now, you do have some tools and equipment. Do you plan on expanding in that area? I know, I think I just heard you the other day talk about the possibility of a rotary coming out.
Yep.
Okay. What about other tools? Do we have things in the works, or things that you're thinking of adding in that
Right
area?
now, I'm still transitioning the majority of the line to that V2. So we're going to finish the chemicals first. But definitely, I would like to add things like a bucket and a dolly later on, something with a different feature or something cool. I really like transparent buckets, but not the ones we see in videos. Oftentimes, are ones used in the food industry, and those have a tendency to crack. The one I'm using that's semi-clear, it's frosted a bit. Is from ShineMate. I really like that one, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna for sure constantly add new things. We have the microfiber line. We're adding the Mona Lisa weave, so the glass towel.
Okay.
When I saw that at SEMA and you saw it too, I'm like, guys, are you kidding? Why did you tell me this? They kept this a secret for me, so I need that in my line. So we partnered up with Thor again, because they produce all my towels with their factory. So it's a collab, just like the 18 millimeter cordless polisher was a collab I did with Ivan from DIY Detail. So for the tools, when it's something that I truly like, I'll go the collab way. And we're also still waiting on the collab with BioBombs for the air freshener.
Oh,
So this one is taken for almost like a year and a half now in development. But the reason being, I'm probably going to be one of the first ones. I don't know if I should be talking about it, or anyways, you're going to get a preview because we're on Christy's channel.
There we go. Thank you.
So he's using new oils, Christian, from BioBombs, and something that will last longer, lift better, and this new generation of lifting technology in his bio bars and all bio fresh bars. And I'll be one of the first ones once mine are released to have that kind of new tech. So we're currently in the phase or stage of testing that, because he guarantees 30 to 60 days of scent. And I'm like, if I'm going to put out something with you, it has to be the same thing. No way the scent gets away after 2 or 3 days, like typical air fresheners, right?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that one.
Yeah, that'll be on it. That'll be awesome.
Yep.
And I will say his bio bombs, I keep them in my classroom. I have one in each corner because middle schoolers, especially when it starts getting warm, let me tell you what, the stench in the classroom is foul. Those bio
Does it feel like you're in a hockey locker room kind of thing?
Yes, the gym. Yes, it does. And I'll tell you what, his bio bombs, and the ones I've had right now have probably been there 4 months, maybe going on 5, and people will still walk in. I have Bevy Grape, my favorite.
Bevy Grape, yeah, that's one of my favorites. That fresh AF, I love.
Yeah, I don't smell it anymore, but people will still walk in and be like, "Oh, it smells like grape," and I'm thinking, "Dang, these things last." So I absolutely
Wait until you smell
I
mine,
can't
because
wait. No, I
I'm
can't
not
wait.
going to say which one yet, but it's going to be between the shampoo scent, the Clean by Pan shampoo,
Ooh,
and the
and
rinseless.
the
So both
rinseless.
are like fruity, tropical
Yeah.
vibes. It's going to be light. It's going to be nice, and
Mm.
yeah, that car is going to be smelling. Mwah.
Oh, I cannot wait. I am so excited. That's very, very awesome. So I don't have, just really quickly, you guys, I'm going to have Becca, Adamo, somebody in the chat, please help me to understand how many likes we have. I'm trying to get it on my phone and I don't know what's going on, but my phone is doing some weird things. So I can't see the likes. I need somebody to let me know how many likes we have so far. We have 161 people in the house right now.
On a
Pan.
Memorial Day.
On a
Thank you.
Memorial
That's
Day.
crazy.
I am absolutely stoked right
So
now.
hopefully there's a mix, because we're doing this on both
Yes,
our
on both
channels,
channels.
the
Yeah.
House of Rags
Yes.
and Pan the Organizer.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone really taking time to
Yes.
do this. That's nuts.
Yes. So we have some people saying like or Adamo says 56 here. If we can get Thor's channel up to 75, you guys, that would be amazing. So please
75 likes. We're doing 2 big giveaways tonight,
big
guys.
ones. Yeah. Do we want both channels, Pan, or just 75 on Thor?
75 on
Yeah,
Thor.
75 on Thor. Thank you. Oh, look at Sam's in the house. What's up, Sam? Again, man, that makes me smile. Pan, thank you for bringing all the people to the yard.
That's
tonight,
awesome.
You know,
And guys, I'm going to take over Christy right now and say, go subscribe to Details and Me. That is her YouTube channel. So yes, you see her on the House of Rags. She does a lot of cool stuff, but on her channel, she'll do that car detailing stuff that we all love. And listen, your personality, I've told you so many times, but I appreciate you as a human being. You hung out with us. You're part of the family now. You were at SEMA. So after hours too, you were with the crew, and that you're just an amazing person, Christy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Heart.
Likewise, Pan.
Thank you.
All right, so we're about 30 minutes, 27 minutes, almost 30 minutes through. So again, as soon as we hit 75 likes, we will go ahead and start the giveaways. But let's keep. I'm loving this chat so far. So let's kind of talk about, again, your channel. Now, you are both a reviewer and a brand owner.
Yep.
How hard is it? And I know you have talked about this before.
Yeah.
But what is that pressure like now? Because we already know, so many people have so many opinions. You are still so true to you. I can go to your channel and I can see you review something, and I absolutely know that I am going to get honest to God, truthful feedback. But what is that pressure like now that you are having to man your own brand and doing your own reviews, but still stay true to other brands as well?
I think it's well, first of all, being transparent, right? So now I have my own brand, but I'm still, so the difficulty, I think, is how do I manage continuing showcasing other products from other brands, all while having my own. I think a lot of it is, trust that I built over this decade plus of being on YouTube. And if people go and watch my first videos and videos today, I'm still that same person. I've never changed my style and never will. And so I still love to give credit where credit is due, in the sense of, if there's other brands out there, I can't, I wish all the brands would do that. I'm the only channel right now that has a brand and still talks about others. Because for me, we should all elevate the industry, because the more people we get to love and enjoy detailing, everybody benefits from this. People get to have good products, and the brands get to have a larger and larger audience. So I never saw the others as competitors. I saw them more as, oh, cool, that's what they're doing. Or let me keep my open eyes and open mind to something else that's being done. It also allows me, I think, to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest that's happening out there. There's a lot of companies that have great ideas. The industry is moving forward all the time. And I think if somebody stays complacent as a brand and doesn't look at what others are doing, you're going to be surpassed. And within a blink of an eye, without you even realizing, you'll wake up one day. And I've seen this from a few companies I used to like 5 or 6 years ago. They were not really looking what was happening with the industry. They were not really looking at other competitors, what they were doing. And lo and behold, you get to a point where they're just obsolete. And you're like, where were you guys? You were the industry leaders. And all of a sudden, you're not there, because they got comfortable. They sat on their laurels, and they didn't want to they didn't want to push the envelope or R&D. And certainly they weren't aware. They weren't watching social media. I remember telling a lot of brands, if you guys are not looking at what content creators are doing out there, you're making a big mistake,
Yeah.
because they're going to tell you through their audience feedback as well. You're going to have the pulse of what people actually want and where that trend is going. So like, I remember the days where 3 or 4 layer coatings, 48 hours of curing, people were super stressed for high spots. You had a very short window. It wasn't forgiving. And nowadays, things have become an hour of curing, 12 hours of curing, great chemical resistance, super easy application, 1-layer systems. So if you're a brand that doesn't look at where the industry is headed and what others want, it can get tough. So it's that balancing act, I think, of obviously I still want to present my products because I'm proud of them, and I built this channel and I built the brand. So I will continue to obviously talk about my products, but it's also, I think it's respect. I still like to give respect to the other brands that are out there. And at the end of the day, I want to just showcase stuff that I like to use, because I also think people should have alternatives if something is not available, or if I look at my coatings, they're often sold out. So if somebody's in a whim, wants to buy something, they can still rely on my videos to find out what other good quality products and brands are out there, because there's a bunch of very good ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. We have here Smyers 8. Objectivity is a lost perspective that is critical to customers. Pan is a 5-star in this respect. Kudos from a 74-year-old DIY detailer and a chemical engineer. So it goes to show.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Myers, thank you. And by the way, I don't know if that's your thumbnail picture, but if you tell us you're 74 and you look young like that in a thumbnail, hopefully I'm going to look young like that at 74.
What are you doing? Absolutely. All right, Pan, should we get to questions? We have 21 questions starred right now.
Let's do it.
So let's go ahead and get to them, because I don't want to miss anybody's question. Let's see here. Becca says, by the way, love you, Becca. Since starting your own line, have you tried another brand's product that immediately put you back to the drawing board to V2? And if so, are you willing to share which product? That's a great question, Becca.
Yeah, when we had the boys from Luminous over, I was working on my ceramic spray coating at that point. And I remember showing it to, well, they were there when I was testing it with Eddie, because I told Eddie, listen, take this. I'm not going to tell you the instructions right away, but apply it like a guy who doesn't even care about the instructions. And so he applied it, wiped it off right away instead of letting it sit on the surface for a minute, that whole thing. We did the hydrophobic test right away as well. No curing time, nothing. And it blew their minds. So I shared a bit of info with them, so they were able to share a bit of information, like perhaps more of the secrets with me as well. Some of their products that really blew me away, and that's when I'm like, not I'm in trouble, but I have to see again. This is the future for me. So I remember their mint shampoo, which is one of my favorite ones in the market. Concentration, scent, cleaning power, all while still being super safe. I was like, oh, wow. Was one of the first times I felt a challenger to the Clean by Pan shampoo. So I'm like, oof, and it was more concentrated. So I'm like, we have to figure this out. So how can we get it to a 1 to 500 dilution ratio where we're still keeping either the same lubrication or better? And so it was cool. Yeah. I like to consider myself friends with all these competing brands, because I don't see them as competition. I know some are always scared to not share nothing with each other, and I'm an open book, and I'm like, you know what, if I can help you improve yours and I can get ideas from you as well, and we can both kind of help each other, hey, it's all good. Because at the end of the day, every brand has their core following, and you shouldn't be worried about others that are there. But the shampoo, I remember, really got me thinking like, okay, I think it's time to update this.
Yeah, that's funny. I stand with Chingy on this one. It's kind of hilarious. I don't know if you've heard of the whole, mint thing, but I think it's a good soap. I just can't stand the smell.
Yeah, well, it's that spearmint. Not everybody loves that. Yeah.
Yes. And Chingy says here, and we've talked about this, Pan's B1 soap is better than mint.
Chingy blingy. Wow, thank you.
I stand on that as well. I still think Pan soap is better. Yes, I absolutely agree. So it took him one wash to make up his mind, he says. All right, here we go. We have Ricardo saying, where do you see your line ending, in the sense of there's no holes in your product line, and all you'll do then is focus on improvements or versions of the existing line?
I don't think I'll ever get to that point And if I do, that will probably mean that I have to get out of the industry because I'll be just too tired of it. But hopefully it never ends. There's always something new. There's always something different. I mean, there are brands who have 200, 300 SKUs. I just have a few dozen. So I'm very far from the end. But I prioritize what, again, people want the most. So when I read through those comments and reply, like the wheel and tire cleaner was a heavy hitter demanded by the audience. So I know which ones to work in priority. So we'll see. I know a next one some people would like to see is a glass cleaner, maybe a dedicated glass coating one day. So there's always new things that can be done. But I think thankfully for me, because I'm so passionate about it, there's no end in sight.
Yeah. Oh man, I cannot wait for your wheel and tire cleaner. I have asked about that so much, like when is it ready?
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. Okay, let me see. We have, let's see, for your rinse list here, do you focus on dilution ratio, cleaning power, or slick wipe off user experience the most?
How about this? All three of those.
All of it.
I'll leave it at that. Because again, if I'm to put V2 on something, it can't just be one minor thing that, okay. No, it has to be significant enough to say this is different compared to version 1. So wait until you see that.
We have Conway here. Now, you know Conway is Mr. Luminous. He single-handedly keeps Luminous in business in the States. So he says, what do you think of your experience with Luminous while they were here? You've touched on it a little bit already. They bring a whole new level to the industry, and their culture is really special.
Oh, they were like... language was a slight barrier, but we had Google Translate, and we were having we laughed so much. And we went out, we had pizza, we played together in an arcade with the boys and Eddie and Jamie. It was an amazing time. And I really got to kind of see, because the head chemist was there as well, not only their main detailer, but the head chemist. And for me, that's where I like to geek out, is talking to the chemist there and kind of scratch their brains and pick their minds about trends and where the industry is going and why they do things differently. Because Korea has a different mindset. And some of the legacy brands got a bit tired, but these newer ones that have been there for a while, but that we just discovered, that Eddie made us discover through the House of Rags. So mainly Luminous and of course Katiba. Man, their philosophy is just wild, and they really think outside the box. Like if I look at the new Fuso, so the glass coating that Katiba released, for example, so it's called Fuso because the story behind it is things like Fuso coat from Soft 99 in Japan. Fuso means fluorine in Japanese. So they kept that kind of moniker or title, but there's no fluorine in that product. It's an SiO2 glass coating. So there's always these little, they do things differently. And I love their culture. Hopefully I'll be able to go to Korea one day, chill out, because I would love to also see the manufacturing plant where we have our microfibers towels done with the House of Rags. So I would love to see that because it's one of the highest quality ones that exist in Korea. So they're a great dude. I fully understand Conway on that one. They do some great stuff.
Yeah. Mondo has a good question here. Which one of your products would you recommend if someone is trying out your brand for the first time?
I would go for the, what do we do most often is we wash our cars. So my recommendation is the basic car wash kit. So the shampoo V2, the clean wash mitt, the drying towel that's going to give you an idea of the microfibers, and the quick detailer. So you're going to have that gloss, that slickness. You're going to get into the scent, the user experience, and how easy they are to use, and the performance that you're getting. And that will open your eyes to, I think, what Clean is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Rick Smith says, Pan, why would you send a polisher to someone that doesn't know which end to use, asking for a friend? Is this an inside joke?
That doesn't know which end to use?
Rick Smith, you're going to have to explain yourself. I'm not sure.
Me neither.
I'm not sure what that question is. Okay.
Is it because I sent the polisher to Kiev from Cars with Kiev? He's in the chats. Maybe it's him because he's like, why did Pan send me that? Like, I know he's not a full detailer and all that kind of stuff, but hey, I know he likes to tinker with stuff.
Yep, that's probably what he's talking about.
Probably it, yeah.
Keev is asking, he asked somewhere in here if your coatings will work on a lawnmower. I think he asked.
Yes.
So there you go, Keeve. Now that he's into
On a John Deere, because Keeve also has a grass channel.
Yes, his lawn channel, which is
lawn channel. Lawns with Keeve, right?
Pretty cool. Yeah. It is.
Actually,
cool.
we shouldn't talk about Keeve. He's always in the comments blasting us. I know he's having fun.
I know he is.
But forget Keeve. Keeve who, right?
Keeve is also talking smack about somebody, and I love it.
He always talks smack.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay. Let's see. Where do we go here?
Will your coatings work on headlights? Yes. The Clean by Pan 3, 8-year, and even the 1-year ceramic spray coating, even the ceramic spray sealant, they're good on all the exterior surfaces. So paint, glass, wheels, plastic trim, lights, tail lights, PPF, vinyl wraps, even matte surfaces, you name it, you can coat it.
It works. Absolutely. Okay.
One product does it all.
Chelsea asks, which detailing product category do you think is the most overhyped right now? And which is the most underrated?
Overhyped, anything graphene, definitely. I think we're past that. We spoke about that earlier in the live stream. The most underrated, that's a tough one. I think it's a little of both. It's going to be the ceramic spray coatings that are underrated, because ceramic coatings have taken the market so much, but the ceramic spray coatings, because there's a lot of people, they still like to polish their car every year or 2 years. They don't need something that's going to last 3+ years. And they like having fun and trying different stuff, but they want something that's easy to apply and not have to worry about leveling and all that kind of stuff. So the ceramic spray coating world, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. Mark my words, in a year from now, you're probably going to see another 100 brands coming out with their version of that. So
I bet. Let's see. Ulysses is asking, can you stack your coatings with the 1 year? And I think
absolutely. So you're the 3 and the 8-year, you would apply them. You would wait 12 hours, and then you can apply the 1 year on top. So you'll be getting even more of that gloss and slickness. And obviously you're going to have that top layer to kind of protect the coating underneath there.
Yeah, but it's not needed, right? Nope. Because I mean, there's already big durability, longevity, and all of that with your initial coating.
You still need to do proper maintenance, right? I have so many videos on people think that coatings are set them, forget them, and they're magical force fields. If you never wash your vehicle ever again, you don't do some type of decon, even my best 8-year won't even last a year or two. If you neglect it, there's no way around that. So you still have to do maintenance, but it's a great coating.
Okay. Is your spray polish okay to use on trim?
Yep. So the spray polish. Yes. So you can polish oxidized faded trim with that as well. Always try on an inconspicuous spot first, because not all plastic trim is made the same, but it doesn't stain plastics. There are no silicones. There are no fillers in there. It's just a pure polish. And try a soft pad. You can use the white jeweling pad that we have, the waffle one in the lineup that barely has any cut. So you can just use basically the chemistry of the spray polish, test on an inconspicuous area. And if it gives you the results that you want, you're good to go.
Okay. Glossy Chris is asking, and I think you just touched on this a little bit, but if you have any sort of glass cleaner or glass sealant in the works.
So for the glass cleaner, the panel prep spray in the Clean line works so good. You can even use it on tinted windows, so no problem there. But a dedicated glass sealant or a glass coating is something I've been asked before. So even though you can use my coatings, no problem on glass, a dedicated glass sealant or a glass coating usually performs better on that surface. So that's one of the rare surface types where having a dedicated sealant or coating made for glass usually performs better on those surfaces. So I am looking into that.
Okay. We have, will your car shampoo help clean off pollen from glass surfaces?
From all surfaces. I have a video on how to remove pollen. We're in pollen season right now. It's just nuts. Springtime here in Montreal, Canada. And just even a pre-wash. If you don't have time to fully contact wash, at least snow foam, even with the clean shampoo, the neutral one, put that in your foam cannon, 1:10 dilution ratio, foam it on, rinse it off, and at least you'll have removed that, because people don't know. If you look at pollen particles in a microscope, they have jagged edges. So that's how they kind of embed themselves. So just blowing on your paint won't necessarily remove that like normal dust. That's because they like to have those edges embedded into the clear coat. And over time with water, rain, and all that kind of stuff, they can be acidic in nature and start to etch through the finish, just like water spots would. So you have to be very careful and wash your car more regularly in pollen season.
Okay. Great, great. Trying to get through all these questions, guys. Hopefully I'm getting all of them. Here we go. It says, I still get thicker foam using Adam's Mega Foam than with pans. What am I doing wrong? I use an active 2.3 with an active foam cannon with a 4.5 nozzle. Should I dilute less?
So first of all, Adam's Megafoam is meant to be a pre-wash snow foam. So obviously a dedicated snow foam always foams more. There are many things that influence the amount of foam, but that doesn't mean that you're getting more foam equals more cleaning power. That's a big misconception. Some people like it more runny. You're still getting the same performance. So actually too thick might not be good as well because it clumps up and then moves away. But try playing with the dilution ratios. So we recommend a 1 to 10 with the V1. V2 is double the concentration. So 1 to 3 ounces in your foam cannon. You can try warm water. The water quality also matters a lot for foam. If you have very hard water, you're going to get less foam production compared to somebody that has deionized water or softer water for sure. You have already a good pressure washer at 2.3. A 4.5 nozzle is good enough. It's wide enough to open there. You can maybe try a 4.0. So there's different things you can tweak in your system. But again, don't chase that shaving cream like texture because that doesn't mean anything. It's just a visual bliss kind of thing. But yeah, try to dilute it less. Put 500 mils, maybe with 2 ounces, or play around 1 to 3 ounces there in your foam cannon. Add warm water, and that should make a huge difference.
Perfect. And you guys, really quickly, we have 213 people on, and I know some of that is on Pan's channel, but we have 2 giveaways, guys. We only have about
let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that because I have like 10 minutes left.
Have 10, 15 minutes. Okay. I think we only have like 57 likes, but I guess we can go for it.
Let's because the rest of the balance of the likes are probably on my channel.
Yeah, they probably
let's assume we ticked the mark.
Okay, so we'll do the giveaways and then then the last few minutes we'll try to get in a few more questions. Okay, so we are going to start with a giveaway that is going to be the V2 shampoo, the V2 ceramic sealant, and then the V2 exterior quick detailer.
So this one, guys, is going to go from the House of Rags, and we're for this first giveaway, anyone who lives in USA or Canada as well. Yeah. So yes, it's Memorial Day, but we'll include Canadians in this giveaway.
Yes, in this giveaway.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for that. Now, here is your question. Get your fingers nice and
Get ready, guys.
All right. Pan just recently dropped a video, Korean wet coat battle. Which product was the winner of that wet coat battle? Which product was the winner? I already see it. And polished detailer?
Yep.
Yes, you were absolutely right. It was Kataba. Congratulations.
Congratulations. So let us know, are you from USA or Canada? And send an email to jamie@thehouseofrags.com and you'll get your prize, which again, V2 shampoo, the quick detailer V2, and the ceramic spray sealant V2.
Yes. And I just put jamie@thehouseofrags.com. The email is in the chat. So, Polished Detailer, congratulations again. And please send Jamie that message. All right, you guys. Should we go with the next one, Pan?
Let's do it. We're feeling generous. Actually, this one, thanks to Conway. Guys, you can thank CS Auto Detailing. Conway has very, very generously offered what, Christy?
Oh, man. Basically your whole line. So we have 16 ounces of panel prep, iron remover, tire dressing, exterior QD, decon shampoo, demineralizing shampoo, rinseless wash, his regular shampoo, ceramic spray sealant, and interior QD. You guys, wow.
For this one, as we have to be nice to Conway, as he's already way too generous. He's in the US. So for this second giveaway, it will only be open to people living in the USA. So a true Memorial Day giveaway.
Yes. And that's right. Dark Dragon Alvin is in the house. It's his birthday too. Happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday.
That is here today. All right, guys. So here is the question. Drum roll.
Get ready on your keyboards, guys, because whoever wants to win that entire crazy giveaway, you're getting a lot.
Yes. So for the question, who is Pan's all-time basketball player? Who is Pan's favorite basketball player?
Let's see if people have a good memory.
Me. Oh,
No, he can't win twice though.
again. You can't win again. I should have said
There we
that.
go.
Oh,
There's many who got it.
I know. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to.
Yeah, pause
So,
that and see who's the first
yep.
one.
Let me go back. So I think Vice, Michael, I think he meant that K to be an O. So he's who I see under the
Yep, Vice Detail is the one I see as
Vice
well.
Detail is the winner.
Vice Detail. Hey.
If you cannot see Pan's collection in the back there, which one of the questions, Pan, is do you use ceramic coat your sneakers?
Do I ceramic coat? Oh,
yeah, somebody had that question.
I won't say anything for now. There's probably going to be a video coming.
Oh. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, we got it. We got to take care of these bad boys there. And for those who love sneakers and who notice the collection, I added these ones. Recently.
Oh, nice.
These are some of the part of the Tableau off-white Jordan ones.
You don't wear them, right, Pan?
These ones, no. I wanted to wear them at the beginning, and then the collection kept getting bigger and bigger. I just like them too much to wear them now, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep them in pristine condition.
I could see. So we did get a super chat. You'll have to read that if you could see it, Pan, because I can't read your language. I wish I could. Victor,
here. Oh, that's Victor, one of my fans from Montreal, Canada. So in French, he wrote "Salut Pan, bonne soirée, ne manque pas le match." So basically, he's saying, "Hi everyone, have a great evening, and Pan, do not miss the game." Victor, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and yes, I will not miss the game for sure.
I love that. All right, guys. So we have just a few more minutes. Let me see if I can get through a couple more questions here. Sorry, I thought I was unstarring these as I went. Let's see. Duck Pond is asking, do you think being a child of immigrant parents has driven you to push yourself? And you have talked about this before, Pan.
Yeah, Duck Pond Detailing first. Hi, Jelena. She has some Greek heritage in her background, just like I do as well. And so, yes, definitely. Well, even if you don't want to be pushed, immigrant parents, they usually push you to surpass yourself. My dad wanted me to be the best in school. I had to be number one, not number two, not number four. So I think that you kind of realize when you look at my videos why I do all this and why I'm so obsessed with the best, with the rankings and all that kind of stuff. I was always pushed to do better and to strive to become the best at what I did and to give all my energy and be a hard worker. My dad was working 6-7 days a week, and that's how I remember him. He worked like almost 50 years of his life. And so, yes, they do have a huge influence on what everything I've done in my life. Yeah, they pushed me to sometimes to a burnout or to the extremes, a bit too ass whooping style, if you guys know what I mean. Anybody who has immigrant parents like I do, you know that it's tough. The upbringing is very tough, but it's always coming from a place of love. And now I get it as an adult what their true intentions were.
I love that. There was a question that I accidentally deleted, so I'll just ask it. And I think it was from Becca. I could be wrong, but someone was asking if your V2 shampoo is just as sun friendly as V1. And
yep.
I can personally say absolutely.
Yep. No worries. Absolutely. Even if it dries on the surface, once you're rinsing, and you can attest to that, Christy, it just
reactivates,
rinses away freely. No stains, no nothing.
Beautifully. And the rinse off, you guys, is beautiful.
Magic.
It takes nothing to rinse. It is absolutely beautiful. Let's see. When is Andy coming back to one of your videos?
Oh, I want to have Andy all the time, but he's actually pretty shy to be on camera. So I sometimes have to force him, but we'll work on that, guys. I have ideas in my mind because I know the audience loves it when he's there.
Chelsea wants to know, good question. Will there be a V2 on your clean towel or any other towels?
No.
Okay.
Not for now. It's funny though, because when you have a logo, people wanted a version without a logo, then the logo disappeared. And now I wish I had a towel with the logo. So I get it. It's hard to please everyone, but maybe one day we'll do a limited run of something. Who knows? You never know what the future holds.
There you go. I have a towel with a logo and I personally love it.
I love it too. It's a collector's item.
Now it is, right? Let's see. We have somebody asking a little bit of a problem here, and I'm thinking it might be preparation before the tire dressing, but we'll get your take, Pan. He applied the V1 on dry weather, and this past weekend rained and drove. Now my tires are all browned. Is this normal? I would say
yes. Yeah, because browning, don't forget, people assume browning equals dirt. That's not quite true. So you can just use a pH neutral soap, for example, to clean the tire, and you can reapply a layer of your dressing. What browning usually is, once you cleaned the tire correctly, is from the blooming. So there's a compound inside the rubber that's built in from the manufacturer of the tires themselves, and that has anti-ozonants inside. What anti-ozonants do is they prevent the ozone, so whatever is contained in the air outside, from dry rotting, cracking, and making the rubber brittle and fading it over time. So those anti-blooming components or anti-ozonants that are in the rubber, they tend to migrate towards the top of the tire. And once they're at the top, well, they get exposed to the ozone. They're the ones who oxidize and react. And that is called blooming. So that blooming, that browning is totally normal and it's healthy for your tire. So that's why you don't also want to over scrub with tire cleaners twice weekly. Like, you don't need that. Once you've reset the tire with a proper tire cleaner, do it once, apply your dressing. After that, yes, browning can return. That's the blooming that happens naturally throughout the lifespan of your tire. That tells you that your tire is still doing well. Just clean the tire with a pH neutral soap. That's totally fine. And then reapply a fresh layer on top. That's going to darken the effect and you're good to go. So yes, it's normal to have blooming.
Yeah. And you guys, we'll go ahead. I know Pan needs to go, so we'll do one last question. If there's a question that we did not get to, please just drop it in the comments after the live is posted. And I promise Pan will answer it.
Yes.
I know he will. So Chelsea says, what is a mistake you still occasionally make while detailing, even with all your experience? That's an interesting question.
Chasing perfection. I just can't. And there in all my videos, I try to tell people, don't chase perfection. Keep in mind, those are daily drivers. You don't need to get it to a concours level elegance type finish. And I still do that to this day. And I'm guessing it's one of my defaults in general in life. And that has me that stress level going up too, as I'm constantly chasing for that perfection. Don't do that. Daily drivers, like, if you get your vehicle to 95%, the majority of people in the world, right, 99% of the population, they don't even wash their cars. So people who watch our videos, we're already that 1% of the people who like to keep our cars clean. So just don't chase perfection. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I agree to that. And I think that's just part of our nature, right?
Yep. So that's detailing. We're chasing the details, but sometimes a little too hard. Yeah.
That's right. All right, Pan. Well, I, again, absolutely appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us this evening. It is always such a pleasure to talk to you. I have to tell you, I still get a little bit starstruck, or a lot of it, maybe.
No.
But I absolutely appreciate you and respect you.
Same here.
110%. So thank you. And again, guys, whatever questions we did not get to, I tried to hit them all. I know there was still a few more. Please just drop them in the chat. If you want to try any of Pan's products and you haven't had the opportunity, hit the link in the description to get you to the houseofrags.com and try use some Pan products today, because I promise you, you will not regret it.
And I still think the 15% off discount for Memorial Day sale is still going on.
Thank you. Yes.
So take advantage of it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it's been in the ticker. I apologize. I probably should have said that, but with all of the excitement, you know how that goes. So yes, Memorial Day sale still going on. Link in the description. And with that, you guys have an absolutely amazing Memorial Day evening. And I will catch you on the next one.
Keep it tight, keep it clean, and we'll see you on another one.
Perfect.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.